Good morning, Tina.
Where's everyone?
So. Get saturated over there? What's going on?
All right, you guys can all see my screen, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
it's very small at the moment. Okay, that's better.
Sorry. Let me put us up there on the microphone.
We wanted to talk through all this, so I didn't sound about some.
Okay.
Uh,
All right, good morning, everybody. So I did want to thank Results Title for our donuts. They brought the donuts this morning, courtesy of Casey, drove them over here. And then PRMI provided you guys with the bagels and the muffins and the schmear. So thank you to our team, they're incredible. Before I get started, I did want to show you guys what it's about. It's gonna go out in Facebook today also, but Results is holding contests. So they're starting to run a monthly contest where you can win a Yeti, a PRMI engraved nice Yeti. To the agent that closes the most transactions with Results Title each month takes home a 20-ounce Yeti tumbler. So it's kind of fun, little challenge. Some people thrive in contests and challenges. Dennis Bentley, he's not here right now. So Casey asked me to point that out for all of the closers and for the Results Title team. So keep an eye out for that. It's super exciting. So today, Ruth Ann brought to my attention and some of the other coaches on the platform, Michelle and some of the others, that it's probably a good time to do a social media refresher on the do's and the don'ts on social media posts and just some helpful tips. And so Kathy's going to share some tips with us in a little bit also as our social media influencer of the year for 2022. And then we're also going to go over the breakdown of all the exit tools and resources, because we've heard too that there's some confusion in what do you use for what, where do you go for what do they all mean? There's a lot of tools, right? A lot of technology. So the first thing I want to start out, we'll just kind of get the business out of the way, the housekeeping part of it, right? The not so fun part of it. And I want to talk about the Real Estate Commission's guidelines on advertising. So we handed out to all of you this checklist. It's not a quiz, what you're supposed to do with this. And this is in everybody's policy and procedure manual that you guys signed when you came on board. So it's in there as well. So it's in your Achievement Academy binder. So we have it lots of places for you. We're going to put it in the hub. I'm going to pin it in Facebook in our private group so that you guys have access to it there. But I just want to go through the advertising checklist. Hold on while I put my readers on. So you guys know what to pay attention to in your social media posts. In Maryland, the Real Estate Commission has a special task force that oversees your social media posts. Yes, I know, it's kind of crazy. There's a seat over here too for anybody that wants it. So they have an entire task force that they put together to monitor and oversee social media posts for realtors. In addition to that, 2 years ago, the National Association of Realtors put together a DEI or an anti-discrimination task force to pay attention specifically to social media, agents, posts, and comments on social media to make sure that you're compliant with the guidelines of not just fair housing, but the social media guidelines that I'm about to go over with you. So this sheet is not a, which answer is it? Is it a yes or a no? Every one of your posts or marketing materials, because notice this isn't just social media, this is advertising in general, must check off the yes box on every single one of these for it to be compliant with the Real Estate Commission's guidelines on advertising. I know it sounds like a lot, it's really not a lot. But, so I'm just gonna go through each one of these, but if you're looking at your postcard, your flyer, your invitation, your social media post, whatever it is that you're creating, you need to mentally know and run down this checklist, and does it check off all these boxes? Do we have more, or are we out?
Somebody have that one.
Belinda, you need some? And if it doesn't check off yes on each of these check boxes, then it needs to be modified to include that. So the first one is an easy one, but also remember in that blue box up at the top, I'll point this out, and I can only imagine what the next couple days are gonna look like. All advertisements to be placed by or on behalf of real estate licensee should be submitted to the broker, office manager, or broker manager's designee, Julia, for compliance review prior to release. So this, before you guys print something, like if you're gonna get postcards printed, or you're getting big signs or banners or flyers printed, just shoot it to me. Shoot me a screenshot, a text message. Doesn't have to be, I'll tell you, it's faster and easier for me to see it on a text message and shoot you back a response, hey, that looks good, or hey, you're missing this, or hey, you should add that, than it is an email. So if you really want a faster, usually can't guarantee it, but shoot it to me, a screenshot works, so that I can let you know before you spend money on something. On your social media, you don't need, please don't send me every one of your social media posts. I do not want that, but it's kind of a, I'm kind of calling on all of you to kind of watch. And if you see, particularly if you see a new agent that's doing something and they don't have their name on there, or they don't have the office phone number, shoot them a little DM and just say, hey, Chad, I love that post. Reach out on your social media. I just want to remind you, don't forget to put the office number on there when your cell phone number is on there, right? I met with the coaches this morning and we were talking about empathy and coming at each other with empathy, right? And remembering when you were in those shoes, when you were in that position. And I probably have agents in the room that have been here 5 to 10 years that are like, wait, what? These are the rules? I didn't know this myself. So we're all kind of in the same boat, right? So help each other out. If you see something, say something. There. So the first one, name of licensee. Does the ad include the full name of the licensee exactly as it appears on their real estate license? So what does this mean? Every one of your advertisements has to have your name as it appears on your real estate license. So what you need to be very careful of is some of you are using personal Facebook pages to cross-market yourself with your business page, or you're just using your personal page, but on there you have a name that is not your real estate licensee name. That's not real estate commission compliant. So for example, if mine was Tiny Hyatt, because my nickname was Tiny Hyatt, and that's what my Facebook page says, and I do real estate, share my posts onto there, I need to be very careful. If I'm not sharing it from my business page that shows my business name, then I'm now non-compliant. Okay, because my real estate license, I can assure you, does not say Tiny Hyatt. Make sense? So any questions on that one before we move on? So if you use a nickname, your nickname needs to be on your real estate license. Yeah.
So you're not allowed to take your.
Yes. Yep. As long as the way you post it on your personal is compliant with these guidelines, which I'll touch on even more.
A middle name or has to be old?
No, that can be excluded. I mean, you don't have to have your middle name. If your middle name is on your real estate license, you don't have to use your middle name. It gives you the option to use your middle name. But what you do have to use is your first and last name, your full first and last name. Or if you have a nickname and you've registered on your license, your nickname. So if it's Robert Eckert and in parentheses on your license says Rob, you can now mark it as Rob Eckert. Make sense? Or Robert Eckert. It gives you the option. Okay. Any other questions on the name?
How do we update?
How do you update your license?
Yeah, I go by.
Ron, yeah. Yes, so all you have to do to register a nickname, and we can help you with this, Allie can help you with it, you log into the real estate commission like you did when you activated your license but you log in to make a change. So when you go to the real estate commission website, you go to you actually go into real estate commission, and on there it says apply for a change. Those things that can be made online, takes you into your portal, you log in, you add to your name in parentheses or in quotation marks, thank you, your nickname. And then it just tags it on. You can either put it in the middle or at the end, but that nickname that you want registered. Any other questions on name? Okay. License category. If the advertisement includes a licensing category, is it correct? The only available options include salesperson, associate broker, or broker. Terms such as associate are not recognized licensing categories. So what that's saying is, and you guys can use realtor, because if you're members of the National Association of Realtors, you have that as it's more of a designation that you can use. It's not a licensed category, but you're not supposed to be using sales associate or what does it say? Salesperson or associate broker are the only two for everybody else in this room that you can use beside your name if you want a title other than realtor. That makes sense? Okay. Questions on that?
So you can't say like real estate professional.
No, you're not supposed to. Yeah, you're not supposed to.
So
Realtor.
make like a shirt with a logo or something, Saeed, YB, realtor.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's fine. Yeah. Or your team name. If you have a team name that you've established for yourself and you use in your marketing, you can use your team name.
Or you can say sales.
Yeah, sales associate. You know how it sounds. Brokerage name. Does the advertisement meaningfully and conspicuously display the brokerage's name and include the brokerage's full name as it appears on the real estate commission license, not solely a company logo or abbreviation of the company name? So there's two things in there that I want to dissect. First one is meaningfully and conspicuously. What does that mean? What that means is they're testers. The real estate commission has testers. When they look at your ad, they look at it through the lens of a consumer. And can a consumer within, I think it's like 60 seconds, identify easily without having to go like that, who the broker is, the brokerage name, what company you're with. It can't be so buried or so tiny or so non-existent that an average consumer can't glance at that ad and know that you're with Exit Results Realty. Okay. Second part of that is brokerage name. We are not Exit, right? And we are not just the little logo block like Maria's shirt with just the logo, the blue logo.
Or just logo, but what if it's
Yeah.
the logo with the Exit Results Realty?
That's our
built into
logo.
it? Is it okay, right?
Yes. So our brokerage name is Exit Results Realty. Okay, so your advertisements all have to have Exit Results Realty. Can't have just Exit. It does not, notice what it does not say. What does it not say you have to have on your advertisement? What? Well, yes, that too, but we're not with the brokerage, in reference to the brokerage. The logo, right? It doesn't say you have to have our logo on your advertisement. So if you have your own logo, but it's supposed to be your name and the brokerage name are supposed to be pretty proportionate in similar size to each other. It's not like you can have Holly Green Street Realtor and then everywhere. Yeah.
Literally,
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And forget what? It's not a problem until it's a problem. It's not a problem until you get reported.
Right.
Or a real estate commissioner drives by the billboard and sees it and reports it, or somebody on their task force sees it and reports it. So, and I will tell you, I was in a broker supervision class probably about 3 years ago now with Bob Lucido. And we were talking and this topic the topic of advertising came up and the guidelines and the regulations. And he shared in this group that when he moved to that building over there on Route 40, that Starbucks building, when he moved over there and he had all of his rebranding done and all of his moving trucks and everything, he didn't follow the guidelines and he got reported. It cost him, I think he said it cost him over $25,000 in redoing, fixing all of the things that were not correct, namely the brokerage name conspicuously and meaningfully displayed. Yeah, exactly.
Thank God that's only a drop of the bucket.
Right.
Go to center of that.
Okay, any other questions on brokerage name? Exit Results Realty is your brokerage. Okay. Makes
Question.
sense? Yes.
So I have noticed that people don't put like the name, they'll put it as a hashtag. Does that count as doing it? Cause I've seen that a lot where the name's not in
It's
there.
still there. I mean,
And I do it too.
I would say I think it's okay. I think
Okay.
it's fine. It's still there. Julia, do you have any difference of opinion on that?
So the challenge very simply right now is the commission is redefining all of these things and
Yeah.
will be changes. So the point is, as long as it's there, it has to be there, and you can claim that it's there.
Okay.
And again, to Tina's point, if only if somebody calls you up,
Yeah.
but do make sure that it's there somewhere.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is if the market slows down, all of these things are now gonna come back to roost and they're gonna come back with vengeance. And that's the reason why we're having this conversation, because it's preemptively knowing that the commission is gonna come out with all these complaints from the last 3 years. They will be looking at everything.
Yeah. So good question. So as of right now, yes, hashtags with Exit Results Realty fill that requirement. Okay.
I would just stop putting it if you can, if you think of it. Err on the side of.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's gonna have it so that it doesn't, somebody doesn't test you later.
And one thing.
Yeah.
Realize I was pretty new, but I was doing ethics training yesterday, and this topic came up. And what they said is you also, I had to change my Facebook page yesterday. They said you also have to say at this,
Yeah.
because I just had a dash,
Oh,
and they said that that's technically non-compliant.
wow. Thank you. So let me show you what she's referring to. So in your page names, your Facebook page names, and I'll just pull up, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just gonna do a search.
What if you have your email address on it? It'll show at Exit Results Brewing.
I put it in my name,
It's-
so I did refinance.
Our
realtor
email-
at exit.
Yes, exactly.
With the
Our
phone
email
number.
is just at Exit Results. So that's not the brokerage name. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I added the phone number to mine, so I don't have to worry about that either. So if you guys add your
Yeah.
page name, you won't have to put it every time you post.
Right. So I'm just gonna do a search and I'm just gonna show you some examples of how people are doing it. This is safe space, safe space.
Because I want to make sure I'm in
Well, I don't know, it's taking forever to come up. Here we go. Okay, so now if I just. There you go. So if I just search, I can type Exit Results Realty, and I look at pages just to kind of give you guys an idea. So Jacob Shuey, great job. Realtor, so see how Jacob did it? Jacob Shuey, Realtor at Exit Results Realty, and then the office phone number. Tell me why he put the office phone number in the name of his business page.
Because now it's never has to put-
Now he never has to put it again in a single post when he puts his cell phone number in the post. It's there, the office number is there, which is a little bit further down. Great job, Jake. Tina is not compliant right here. Tina Hyatt, apparently, according to what Ron just told me. I guess I need to put at or of Exit Results Realty. Hunter, sorry, got to fix that. But yeah, I mean, you can see Kenya, good job. Kenya Bird at Exit Results Realty. Oh, Jim is not compliant. A lot of people, because I didn't know, to be honest with you, I didn't know the of, at, or with
When you taught the class.
It's not. When I did mine.
Exactly
how it's say, which is
And
how
when you
Jacob's
taught the class, same thing. Like,
Yeah.
That's why I did mine like that.
Nice.
Actually taught that.
Exactly.
Well, thank you.
That's what to do.
Thank you. So that's a great example. Here's Emily Lewis, Realtor at Exit Results Realty with the phone number, Choice Home. Well, see now Jeff's is not compliant because it should be Jeff Choice Home because it doesn't have his full name in it. So that's a good example of if you have a team name, be very careful in how you use the team name, and that's a whole nother conversation. I'm saved for another day. But going back to this guideline, so brokerage name, any other questions on brokerage name? Thank you for sharing that, Ron. So the next one is telephone number of broker or office manager. So does the advertisement include the identified telephone number of the broker or branch office manager? So the front office, please don't put my cell phone number on, while you're advertising. The office number, they can get directly to the broker. The point of that is they want consumers, if they have a complaint, to be able to get directly to the broker or manager to make a complaint against a licensee without having to go through the licensee to ask to do so, okay? So 410-705-6295 is our main office phone number, or 6296, there's two of them, but that number should be on all of your advertising per the commission guidelines. Question? Okay. Authority to advertise. Does the licensee have the written authorization of the owner or listing broker to advertise the property, i.e. a listing contract? For examples, if broker A has chosen to advertise the listing of brokerage B in their front office window, broker A must have written authorization to do so. Another scenario, if a licensee has created advertising that utilizes MLS photos, written permission must be obtained from the MLS to use those photos. So this is not talking about your websites. We have an IDX agreement with MLS. Every brokerage that posts on the MLS gives permission to syndicate to your websites. What you can't do, and you're not supposed to do, is directly advertise or market a listing from another brokerage on your social media pages. Like, you know how we talk about, you guys all have permission to share each other's listings? And we're gonna go over that again in a little bit when we get into the website. But you guys have permission to share out any Exit Results Realty listing on your social media pages, right? What you can't do is share out listings of other brokerages. The reason for that is the listing agreement, we all know, belongs to whom? The broker, me. No, I'm just kidding, but the broker. And so in the listing agreement, you guys remember, there's a paragraph that says data, it's the release of data paragraph, right? That gives the brokerage and all of its licensees or affiliates permission to market that seller's photos, details, description, address, whatever, on their websites and their affiliates' websites, you guys, and social media pages. So the listing agreement gives all of you permission to market all of the brokerage's listings on your social media pages, but only within your brokerage. Not, remember, brokerage covers both offices, so it doesn't matter Pasadena or Elkridge, you have permission to market all the listings under Exit Results Realty. That also brings up, I feel like I should point out, as we get crazy into summer, spring market and whatnot, because we've had agents calling from other offices to ask this. You, nor anybody else from other brokerages are allowed to hold open houses for agents from different brokerages. Okay, that's a big, huge no-no.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I know people at some point were calling agents
They are still.
and saying,
Some of
hey,
our
I'll be
agents
your
that we have
open
now.
house this weekend.
Yeah, it's because newer agents that are
Right.
being trained. Carolyn Luba got a call a couple weeks ago and she called me, she's like, I just want to make sure I'm right about this, but this agent from this other red company over there can't hold my open house, right? And I'm like, no, absolutely not.
And they're trying to
cannot.
get in to get clients.
Yeah, but you don't have a representation agreement. We have an exclusive right to list or an exclusive right to sell agreement, right? Which gives our agents and our brokerage exclusively the right to represent that seller. And the listing agreement is the employment contract. It is the agency contract between Exit Results Realty, our agents, and that seller.
You go to a seller that you're representing and say, hey, guy from Coldwell's. Oh, you can. Don't
can't.
worry, though, it's all good.
Yeah. No, you can't. So just keep that in mind, okay? No, if somebody calls you, if you have a listing, because it's happening, we've had a couple of instances where agents have been called by an agent from another brokerage to hold an open house if they're listing. You can't do that, okay? So that's what it means by authority to advertise, posting out other brokerages, properties. And now what you can do, you just have to be very careful. Thank you. Ann.
It's
not touched.
Oh.
You can, if you're out and you're showing properties and you do a quick little reel, just be careful. Don't include addresses of properties. Don't take pictures inside of a listing that's not an Exit Results listing and share it out on your social media. There was a huge lawsuit in another state where an agent was a showing agent, went into a listing with their clients, took pictures inside the house for social media, posted it out on their social media and said, showing houses today, love working with first time, whatever they said, right? Look at this gorgeous home that I showed today. In that picture, in the pictures on social media, in the background of one of the pictures were hanging on the wall, family photos in that listing. Somehow or another, it got back to the seller saw it. The seller in their listing agreement, this is what an agent that doesn't have a signed listing agreement did not know. When they had all the photos taken of that property to market and advertise on the MLS and social and everywhere, the internet, they did not want any of their family kids' photos out in those pictures public. So they had taken down all those photos for the photos that were taken by the photographer for the listing. That agent that didn't have a right to market that property didn't know that, included that on their social media, got sued and lost big. And I'm talking 6 figures. It's huge. You're violating somebody's privacy. You're trespassing. You don't have a right to do that without a signed listing agreement. Joshua.
Would that apply to the front of them?
It, not necessarily, but I'd be very careful. I wouldn't, you don't want street numbers in it. You don't want, I try to keep it, I recommend you keep it to like snippets, right? Like a corner of that, like a really cool front porch view, or like little teasers, or a little really fast like boomerang or something. Even, just be careful, if you're inside of a kitchen, don't take a picture of the whole kitchen. Don't take a video inside somebody else's house. That's not our listing agreement. Now, you can talk to a builder, you can go to a builder model, and you can ask the rep if you can go and do a virtual tour for your social media. And most of the time they'll say, yeah, go for it. Absolutely, have at it. But private owners, it's a violation of their privacy. Michelle?
What if you're now under contract on that property?
Still, no, not until your buyer has closed on it and it becomes their property, do you have a right to market that property, pictures of that property.
And
Yeah.
and then you really don't.
Yeah, even
you
once
don't have it, you don't have
after, yes, exactly. So you need to get, if you're gonna send out a postcard in writing, a postcard saying just sold for a buyer that you sold a house to, and you're gonna circle prospect in farm a neighborhood or whatever, you're sending out a postcard after you close with a buyer, or definitely, well, especially with a buyer, you need to get it in writing that they give you permission to advertise that property, that sale in a postcard or get their permission. And you could just create something, a little form that you have them sign at settlement and just say, hey, I do, I farm neighborhoods after I sell a house. I would love to get your permission. I have to have your permission to be able to do so. I'd just like to get your permission to send out a postcard after closing today. Get their permit, just make it a part of how you do your business, a form that they fill out and they sign, giving you permission.
Has that permission for picture, or does it also include address as well? Like if we're-
No, it shouldn't include an address. I wouldn't include an exact address. Unless you put that in there in writing and they give you specific permission in writing to advertise the address and the photo of the house. In some county, Baltimore County, you can't advertise what is it? There's something in Baltimore County you can't advertise. And I think it's addresses. Yeah,
I said, it doesn't make sense to advertise that.
I mean, you could put the street, you know, the
Yeah.
street name or the neighborhood, the community, just so people are gonna, right?
Be like, these good people are moving in there.
Yeah.
What's your?
Yeah, you don't wanna make them a target, yeah. Yeah.
Still home, somebody shows up. I was taking photos and video, we didn't let them know. They want to show us on social media and thing, or
So who would, I mean, have you been asked that by an agent,
not, no agent, just.
people? I mean, here's the thing, not inside, I wouldn't let client, I mean, be careful letting them take pictures inside the house. They have all the pictures on the MLS, just say you're welcome to look at the pictures on the MLS. You know, share it with your parents or your friends if you're trying to show people, share the listing with people. Once the listing goes active, those photos are public. But then where it becomes an issue is them taking pictures inside the house without written permission, because it's still private property. And so it's still a violation of privacy.
But they're not held to our MREC advertising, right?
Well, when
So
they
if
go
do it,
in,
That's on them or is that on?
no,
us?
when they go in with you as their agent to look at a house, you're the responsible
Okay.
supervisory party in that
So if they
property.
do it, it's on me because
Yeah,
I allow
yeah,
them to
it's
do it.
back on you, yes.
How about virtual tours? It's like, I know I've had people that are like, let me show my boyfriend or my mom that can't be here the property, and they want to do like a virtual video while we're inside. But
I
mean-
mean, I see people on FaceTime, but I tell people, please do not take any pictures or any video.
Yeah.
Because I just cannot risk having this
Yeah.
posted anywhere, and I know it's nothing, I'll even come back and show whoever you want me to show, but please, no pictures and no videos.
Yeah. I mean, it's all on the MLS. I mean, it's all out everywhere. It's on the MLS photos. Most agents are doing virtual tours. A lot of people are doing video tours, not everybody, but it's all out on the MLS. So I mean, I would lean towards saying, you know, we're not allowed to. We have to respect their privacy. They're still homeowners. They still own the property. You know, you don't want to open them up to, I mean, you know, one of the arguments could be, well, it's vacant. There's no furniture, there's no personal pictures. So
Yeah.
what does it matter? It's a vacant house. Now you're advertising out on social media. It's a vacant property that nobody's living in. If that property gets broken into, appliances robbed, squatters, whatever, guess what?
Yeah.
You could have just opened yourself and your clients up to liability. So just be very careful. These are the things that as professionals, we need to be aware of and we need to think about and understand the possible consequences.
What about well, I'm fucking up in how.
If it's our listing, you're fine, because it's our listing with the brokerage that you're holding an open house in, you have permission to do that. Your listings, you have permission, you have a listing agreement that says you have permission to do that. So yes, you can do that. Even, you know,
Each closing.
what's
How
that?
about each closing where we're all posting just closed?
I've
I mean,
stolen
that's
pictures from
so-
Canva and you said I closed on this house and I.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie on that.
And I'm just curious, because like you just said, we now don't have agreement with the buyer, but yet we are literally posting a paper, I mean, I'm sorry. a
Yeah.
fax saying that we just sold this house, and sometimes it has a picture of your clients, sometimes it doesn't. but
Yeah.
We all are doing
I
that on
know.
every single house, so is
Yeah.
that technically? What
I mean, but
picture
here's
would
the
you
thing.
post?
What I would be careful of, and maybe what you shouldn't be doing is
Yeah.
putting the street address. When you say under contract, don't
Yeah.
put the street address on there. Under contract, you know, Elk Ridge, Maryland, 4 days, you know, got them closing cost help, you know, or whatever. You can put those details. I wouldn't put out there, you know, the price. I wouldn't put out there the street address of the house. So if that's fine, because remember, those pictures are public. The front of the house, those pictures are public anyway, with IDX feed, with the MLS. I mean, I think you're fine with your under contracts, just don't put the address, the exact property address.
Well, I think I was just going by what Julia just said, like, once you close, you don't even have an agreement with a buyer
Yeah.
anymore, unless you said to get something signed.
Yeah.
We're literally doing.
And I would ask, how many of you, usually when you take a picture, you say, hey, I'm gonna do a social media post. Can I take a picture of you in front of the house? Can I take a picture at settlement? Are you okay with me posting that out?
Right, yep.
Right? And they're giving you permission.
Trying to see if
Yeah.
Right, I mean, I think the
Yeah.
same thing, but just when you mentioned the agreement part, I was like, oh, you gotta remember, we were talking about things. We're also talking
Yeah,
about-
sending out mailings. I mean, I, the front of the house, the outside.
don't do the address.
Right, I mean, yeah, exactly. But the bigger thing is not marketing it on social media as a listing if it's not our brokerage's listing.
Right.
That you still can't do. Like, you can't say gorgeous new listing in, Ellicott City, call me today for a private showing, and it's Keller Williams listing. You can't do that.
But like the things of, it was just sold though.
Yeah,
As long
just
as it's in
sold,
front of the house, that's
yeah.
public good.
I mean, right, I mean, outside, anybody could walk past. Yeah, yeah. The bigger thing is not putting the exact address out there and marketing their exact address.
So Tina, I have a question.
Hang on one second, Maida, I'll grab you in 1 second. Millicent.
Okay.
My buyer, when she went into the house, there, and she didn't actually, she had to go around and get somebody on the line, and she wants to see us. And the seller told, gave him a thumbs up, and is that something,
Like a FaceTime, like while they're walking through it. Yes, I mean, and if the seller gave permission, but I'm talking about recording a video and distributing a video. FaceTime, but even pay attention to when you guys schedule showings, remember, doesn't it say, or when you post your listings, virtual showings of it, permitted, yes or no? And so if they are allowing virtual showings, that should be listed in the showing time. Because a virtual showing is just that, it's a FaceTime showing, or it's you walking through with them on video or on Zoom or whatever, doing a virtual showing.
We saw them as.
No, yep. That came out during COVID primarily.
I meant the agent's willing to do it, like the listing agent, I was
Uh,
like, hell.
No, it means is the seller,
For a virtual sprint.
yeah, no, it means the seller allowing a virtual showing. Now I know, there you go.
I
Made
had
up.
that too, complex too.
So I think that just answered my question. So if they disclose in their showing instructions that they can do live video, then it's okay for your clients to take video while they're in the house. If it doesn't say that, then I would assume they really can't take videos.
Yes, but remember, there's a difference between taking a video and going live virtual, right?
Right.
So a virtual showing is live in the moment and it's not recorded. A video is recording and saving a video on your personal device. So I would just be very careful and pay close attention to the verbiage. Does it say virtual showings allowed? Yes. Or does it say video recordings or video?
Yeah.
What's that?
It says live video.
Live video. So that's not recording. So that's what I need you guys paying attention to, those small little differences in the verbiage, because a live video is live, not recorded. Make sense?
Hey, Tina,
Yes.
I have a question. So, because I know some agents, just when I scroll through, I see they're doing, like on Instagram, they're doing like the video tours. But I guess it's live at that moment, when they're doing it.
Yeah.
Is it okay to keep, because like if I look at 9 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
so it's been
So no.
kind of recorded.
No,
I don't know.
storing it. If it's not their office's listing, I would say no. If it's not your brokerage's listing, you guys should not be going live on social media or Instagram Reels
I see
or,
that sometimes
yeah,
when I'm
yeah.
scrolling on.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So it
Because
can't be recorded.
No,
It
yeah,
should never be recorded.
and it shouldn't be distributed.
Yeah, because if,
Mhm.
And-
yeah, because if it plays, like if you're doing it live, I imagine when you're walking through the house and then, somebody later that day is scrolling through
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's recorded.
Yeah,
So
you'll
it's
see.
saving your, so live, when it says live video, it truly means like FaceTime. Like going live on FaceTime, not Facebook Live. And not Instagram Live, right? That's the difference. Live video meaning there's a person on the other end of my phone watching this video. It's not recording and it's not distributing anywhere.
So if I do a virtual showing, for someone, like say Zillow calls, they want me to do a virtual showing for a house. I go to the house and I have to make the appointment and tell the agent, if it doesn't say virtual showing, hey, I'm doing a virtual showing? Should I put that in my showing time notes, so it's like written?
You should.
And then when they
I think it's
confirm
even
it,
an
it's already
option.
written.
Isn't it, when you book the showing appointment on showing time, doesn't it say agent preview, first showing, second showing, virtual?
Virtual.
Virtual. Yeah, so you have to pick virtual showing. Yep, yeah. Thank you for asking that, because that's a good question for everybody to hear. True and accurate pictures. In advertisements content, is the advertisement's content factual and true? Does the advertisement avoid any misstatement or exaggeration of fact? Does the licensee in the advertisement hold an active real estate license registered at the brokerage branch that the advertisement references? So true and accurate, right? You can't mislead. You can't lie, you can't mislead. But when we talk about the pictures, be very careful with make sure you're disclosing when it's virtually staged, because that can be a misrepresentation, right? It can be very inaccurate. Somebody, I think it was Heather Buckman, went and toured a property, I think it was Heather, and she put out, and she was like, how is this okay? Because it was 100% misinformation, inaccurate, horrible. So if you're doing virtual staging, just make sure that you're disclosing virtually staged photos shown for, yes.
The other thing you can do with that is post a picture of the original room next to the one.
That's
so
been
that they're
virtually
side
staged.
by side.
Yep,
That
Yeah,
was
like
the same-
possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yep, thank you. Team advertising. Does the advertisement include the full name of the licensee as the name appears on the license?
Scroll it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Thank you. So this is why on the license as advertised in solely the name of, as advertising in solely the name of the team is prohibited. So what that's saying is that using a team name only that doesn't have the licensee's name in the team name is prohibited. So for example, if it's my team, Tina Hyatt Real Estate Group at Exit Results Realty, it has to be the Tina Hyatt Real Estate Group at Exit Results Realty. It can't be the Hyatt Real Estate Group at Exit Results Realty. Make sense? So that's one that I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole, because pretty much almost every team advertising out there is non-compliant.
I know, I see it all the time. It drives me nuts. Like, how do they get away with this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Simple.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not even gonna dig, but for our office purposes, my agents are going to be compliant. I gotta call Jeff Choice. Offering of inducements. Does the advertisement avoid offering compensation or anything of value through a contest, lottery, drawing, or other prize mechanism or element of chance? Be advised, the commission recognizes an exception to this requirement. For example, a drawing at an open house available to all, not only those who buy or sell the property. Yeah, Trevor, no. Can't advertise a free jet ski. Does that make sense? Meaning, it can't say things like, you can't say a free home warranty for anybody that buys or sells with me this year. That's an inducement to buy or sell with you, and it's only available to those people that buy or sell with you. What you can say is free home warranty raffled off to anybody that attends the open house, or anybody that attends my first time home buyer seminar.
Well, then if they get the certificate, they have to buy a house to use it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you could put on there in teeny tiny print, must be used within 12 months of award when purchased with, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it can't be used as an inducement to get somebody to buy or sell with you. Right.
Can you do something on a mailer where you say, please feel free to provide your email to enter a raffle?
To enter into a drawing, yes,
Okay.
you can do that, to enter into a drawing, but,
Okay.
I just got a couple.
I'd be careful with that.
I tried Facebook ad, or this post where they were inducing people to like their business page,
Yeah,
and they would donate a buck.
Which is
to
fine.
charity.
Yeah.
That is okay.
totally fine.
Then there was another one I saw posted, tacked up to a board that said if you purchase with me, I will donate $500 to this charity. at
Yeah.
close.
See,
That's almost like bribery.
It should, right, that's
mean,
why,
that's
that's an
leaning a fine
inducement
line.
to work with you. If you're trying to, so it's not supposed to be advertised.
Even though the money's going to charity,
Yeah.
the fact that there's something that they're getting, whether it's going to
A
a charity
value.
or you.
Of monetary
is a
value,
Monetary value to work with them, so that's where it
yeah.
draws the fine line.
So I just wouldn't advertise, it's not supposed to be in your advertising. You can say as a part of doing business, a portion, because literally every single person in this room, a portion of every one of your transaction fees on every deal you close goes to the Exit Charitable Giving
Right.
Campaign, the matching gift program. Every one of you, every one of your transaction fees. You can use that when you're talking to clients. You can say, what?
Who's in the buyer? That's hilarious.
Yes, the Exit Charitable Giving match. A portion of every one of your transaction fees, they go to corporate, a portion of those fees, corporate puts into the charitable giving match program. That every single one of you can apply for a matching gift for any qualified 501c3 nonprofit organization that you do a charitable fundraiser for. It's pretty cool, but I wouldn't use it in an ad that says, if you buy with me, I'll donate money to the charitable organization of your choosing. Be very careful advertising it. The difference is between offering it or doing it and advertising it as an inducement to work with you.
Right.
Okay. The next one is payment of compensation for referral fees. Does the advertisement avoid offering compensation or anything of value to an unlicensed person solely for the referral of a prospective client or customer? Sorry, yeah, no, it's not supposed to. You cannot advertise that you're giving compensation or anything of value, a gift, to anybody that refers you, a buyer or a seller that ends up working with you.
So you can't advertise, but can you just? say-
You can do it, you can say it, you can do it, you can't advertise it.
Drop anything, no cards.
But I mean, you can.
Hilarious.
Remember, we're talking about that advertising checklist. So these are advertisements. What you do in the course of your business, hopefully you are sending referral gifts to every person that sends you a buyer or a seller referral. At a minimum, a handwritten note card thanking them for sending you a referral, right? I mean, that's value. That's something of value, emotional value maybe, but you're not advertising it. You're not saying, hey, send me a buyer or seller that ends up closing with me this year, and I'll send you to Jamaica.
Right.
If anybody's doing that in your business, let me know. I have lots of buyers and sellers. Property owned by licensees. If the advertisement is for the sale, purchase, or lease of real property that a licensee owns, does the advertisement state the fact that the owner is a real estate licensee in the state of Maryland?
Know that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew you could disclose, but in your advertising.
Mhm. Seller, yeah, it can be an asterisk, seller is a Maryland real estate licensee.
Gotcha. Something as simple, just a little.
Yeah, just a disclosure, yeah, a disclosure.
Not too small, but.
Yeah, legible, legible, yeah. Questions on any of that? The biggest ones, honestly, guys, are the brokerage name, the phone number, those are important. But notice what's not on there, and Ron said it a little while ago. The office address. That doesn't have to be on anything.
Right.
You don't have to put the office addresses on there, one or both.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you just say that if you get sent to Jamaica, you'll give out a bunch of pizza?
Yeah.
Just all that.
Let's talk later. I'm surprised he's the only one that asked me. Just kidding, 'cause that is not fair, and I am a very fair person. So these are your real estate guidelines. Any other questions on any of it?
No, good information.
Good, I'm glad.
I need this. I'll go right up on my desk.
Nice. Do you want to do this next part, or you want me to do it? I'll pull them up as you talk.
All right, so a lot of the new people wondering about our websites and how they all work and how they all function together. That was brought up at the last like onboarding. So we just kind of put together a little flyer for everybody to make it a little more simple to understand. So you've got exitrealty.com, which is the corporate website, which is where you can also find other stuff.
Sorry, it's up in front
Oh,
of
you're good. That's open to the public and that's where you can find other agents. So that's where you do your agent referrals if you're not using one on the Facebook group. So that's a good place to go. And that's also where you're gonna see your bio. So when other agents look you up on the Exit website, that's where they go. So it's really important to make sure that your profile in there is complete and accurate so that when an agent from another state sees you on Facebook and wants to send you a lead, they can look you up and make sure that you really work here and you're a real person. So from there, we also have the Exit Results Company website, which is the exitresults.com. This is the second place where you're gonna have your profile and bio, and this one goes out to the public as well. It's also got your Bright MLS listings and your Exit Careers page. So you guys can see it up here. It's got everybody in there. So another spot, you also want to make sure you have a full profile made for yourself. Okay, I'm moving quick right along.
Yes, but if I can, real
Interject on
quick,
that one.
yeah, so the Exit corporate bio, this one, you edit or adjust the details in the resource center, which she's gonna touch on next, the Exit Corporate Resource Center. That also is what feeds to our office page. So if you make that change in the resource center, it also makes that change on our office page as well as the corporate page. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. Oh, I need that. Okay. So, moving on to more Exit corporate ones, the Exit Resource Center. So this is the big boy, the big one that has everything you need in there. Again, profile, headshot, bio, all needs to be complete and should be the same across all three platforms so that they're not seeing a completely different description when they go to one or the other. It's gonna have your website, your mobile business card info set up, QR codes, all of that. So when you're sending out your mobile business card, you can use the QR code that they have in here on your advertising. So somebody could come up, scan it, and it'll take them right to their mobile website, your mobile business card. So, yeah.
QR code. QR code holds, let's say, all of the. Does that eliminate any need?
No.
I've received a business card recently that one of the past just had. QR.
So technically, no. In Maryland right now, and I should have covered this, some states have what's called a one-click rule. Right now, Maryland does not have that. So the one-click rule states that, and it applies to like scanning a QR code also. That means that within one click from that ad or that QR code, they can access all of that information. Maryland does not recognize the one-click rule. So the answer for Maryland is no. It's not okay. So what he's saying is the business card would have his photo, his name, comma, realtor, and that's it. And then on the backside, it has a QR code that you scan that takes you to the web address, the brokerage name, logo, cell phone number, office number. That is not okay. It has to be on the ad, the same piece of advertisement that they're looking at has to have the brokerage name, your full name, office phone number. So good question. Thank you, Joshua.
Also on that front, you guys are gonna find the, you can add your code, so a text code. Those can be sent out to other people like, hey, if you want my business card, text Ruth Ann to 537, I can't remember what the number is, but it's on there.
85377.
85377, and then people can use that way. This also has the same type of codes that you can do for the smart signs on this website. So the smart sign one is where you get the exit sign that says, you know, for info, text blah, blah, blah to 85377. And you can change that from something different that your mobile business card one has. So maybe the mobile business card one will be Ruth Ann info, you know, at 85337, and then Homes by Ruth Ann to 85337 for information on the smart sign. So you can make those two different.
And I'll show you real quick, sorry, Ruth Ann,
No, please.
where they each go. So, because a lot of you, I think, don't know about the second text code that you have access to. So the first text code, all of you pretty much already know, takes you to your mobile business card, which everybody's, they kind of leveled up your mobile business cards last October at convention, and they rolled this out. All associates have on their mobile business cards now at the top, view properties near me, and you can click go to go look for properties geolocated around where you're physically, your cell phone, where you're standing with your cell phone, okay? This is your mobile business card. That text code is the first text code that you edit in the mobile business card text code. The second text code that you guys all have access to is the My Smart Sign text code, which is what they gave you as an added benefit, a perk last October. And whom's been using this? So if, I don't know if you guys have seen his signs, but whom had signs made that are probably about 32 by 32 or 30 by 30, something like that, big square that go on the stakes, yard signs, like your directionals for your open houses. But on it, it has this text code that he created, his smart sign text code. And his is local homes expert, I think it is, or local neighborhood expert, something like that. I think he has two different signs he created with different verbiage, but one smart code. He uses those sign panels with his directionals every time he has an open house and in front of his sign panels in the yard when he has a listing. So he sticks it in the ground in front of his sign panel and it says, text local homes expert, and it's in like a bold block, to 85377 for more listings in this neighborhood or for more listings near you. And so when they do that and they text that second your smart sign code, it takes them to a list. My internet's chugging, I think, because we're all on it. Of properties, notice Elk Ridge, Maryland, where my computer right now is located. So a list of active listings around where I'm standing, geolocated. Notice it takes them to the same place that if they click here at the top of your mobile business card and they click go, takes them to the same place. They're connected. And yes, yes. So, and then notice at the top of the smart home sign, it says my mobile business card, go, and it takes them. So they're connected. They're intermingled. Brian. So he has two. So he has two different signs.
Sign separate. Isn't that a violation?
No.
But the one sign isn't pertaining to this. One sign's pertaining to hit mine and see everything around the area.
But so on the weekend, so it falls between the marketing window of being able to put out signs in the county. He puts them right together. So he's got one directional arrow and then he's got his other sign that says for more, text this code for more properties near me details. And he puts them together and it's within his window of marketing opportunity time frame for putting out signs in the county. There's no violation there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it on one side.
Yeah. I mean, you could put it all on the same sign too. You could create big advertising, big open house signs for yourself that has open house 2 to 4 Sunday with an arrow. And then below it, you could have text local expert. Yeah. Yeah. So, but you get to pick, so they are connected. So if somebody goes to your local sign or your local homes expert code, at the top, it says my mobile business card, they click go, it takes them to your mobile business card. If they go to your mobile business card code, at the top, view properties near me, they click go, it takes them to your sign code. So they're interconnected, if that makes sense. And you can lead capture off of both. So if I go in here to this listing and I want to see more details about this listing, when my internet takes me there, from inside this listing, it's going to have all of my marketing information, even though it's not my listing, right? But it's just like on Zillow or the websites, the IDX feed. So here's my listing information or my marketing information. And here's request more details, view the virtual tour. So this is what it takes them to on the Exit Corporate website if they click more details about those properties. All right. And you guys can use that website. So it has a website that goes along with it. Oh, my Lanta, I just closed it. And yeah,
I don't
stop
know,
it.
that just took me back to full house, yeah.
Yeah, I know, I'm at work.
I love
say
it
all the time.
though.
But what I wanted to show you was it comes with a QR code for your smart sign. So you could choose to use, if you want, the QR code for your smart sign code instead of your mobile business card code. If you want to send them to search results instead of your mobile business card, that's up to you. But if I go to my smart sign, and just like my mobile business card, it has a link. So here's the website, right? So anybody that's using Linktree, you could use that link in your Linktree, and it could say, search the same thing that says at the top of your mobile business card. Search for view properties near me, or view properties near you. And it could be the link on your Linktree, could take them to this page to search for properties from your smart sign, this link. Make sense? And you have a QR code on there too. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
I don't see other.
Now,
companies using them.
Joshua, what you could do with the QR code, as opposed to putting the QR code on your business card and taking the place of information, you could create stickers. I've seen people create little stickers, and it's on the back of their cell phone, or they hand them out, say, here's my business card. And it's a QR code sticker or a QR code tile, or, any little, it could be on your koozies. So Joshua, I know you were doing drink koozies. You could put your QR code on the drink koozie for your showings. So think about all the different ways that you could. Ruth Ann wears it on her back when she's at the gym.
And I put it all over that park we went to, the park with the
Oh,
rides. I stuck my little QR code stickers everywhere up in there.
Yeah.
I was bad.
Anybody, think about it. When you go to like these bars and stuff where people have, or Key West where there's stickers everywhere, take fun things, right?
Yeah.
Some people just take stickers. I guess my brother-in-law carries donkey stickers. That's his signature. And everywhere he goes, he puts swamp donkey stickers on everything. Yours could be QR code stickers that you put on everything, everywhere you go. Brian, nothing else is on it. Yes. Yeah. So it's just a QR code, and they scan the QR code and they get all the information. Yeah. Yeah. By itself. Yes. Or you could even put your name, Tina Hyatt at Exit Results Realty, and that's it with a QR code, right? No cell phone number, no office number, but I put in there Exit Results Realty, Tina Hyatt Realtor at Exit Results Realty, and a QR code. I could do that. And then now it fits the advertising guidelines because I said Exit Results Realty and my name and my license title, and then the QR code gives them all of the information. So yeah. Good question.
Yeah, start using them. They're great. Other things you can do on this website, you can go pay membership fees here. That's a very big important thing to make sure you're doing on time or ahead of time.
July 1st, they're due.
July 1st, yeah. Another fun thing, if anybody here does sponsoring, one of your favorite things to look at, I'm sure just like mine, is the sponsee reports. Residual earnings reports are all in here. They break it down for you, if they're under contract or if they've closed, all that good stuff. So good place to see how your people are doing and look, I wish I had 38 sponsees one day. So this also, since it's the corporate website, has a plethora of webinars and trainings, like all kinds of, you can go in there and just look around, put in a subject that you want to learn about. And they've got so many videos. There's just, it's endless. It's an endless supply of videos to learn. So you just put in whatever subject you're interested in and see, there you go. Social media, I don't even know how many videos in here of that. So another good place to go if you've already watched all the ones in the hub. Because I know I've watched the ones in the hub like 2 to 3 times. I put it on, walk around the house, start cleaning, just so I'm hearing it too. So another good resource for that. Also in here, Expert Marketing Suite is absolutely fantastical. So a lot of people have tried to put through Facebook ads or Instagram ads, and they get kickback because we're in real estate and there's so many more regulations. They have to go through our posts, make sure that they're all good to go before they'll put them out. And most people just get, denied, sent back, and they're like, sorry, it doesn't meet requirements. They don't really tell you much more. When you go through this website, they're checking every box to make sure that everything is in there and it's all going to be compliant. So you don't have to worry about it getting kicked back and Facebook saying no or Instagram saying no. It just puts it out, and it's out within, I'd say, about 24 hours typically. But you know, it's a great way to go, and it also links to all of our listings already, so it's gonna link up to whatever you have in there to market. And then on top of that, it brings back the contact, so if somebody starts pushing on one of your ads, it's gonna give you their contact information and create a spot in here where you can see the activity and the leads that you might get from that. So say you have a listing coming up and you want to go ahead and put that out, you could come in here, create an ad for your listing and put that out, you know, as soon as it becomes active and get all these people that are interested. It's just more leads coming in without holding that open house. So definitely a good place to go if you're gonna have a listing coming up, and it can bring in all the photos from the MLS automatically, so you're not doing all this extra work to put an ad together. And they have them built in here, so you can choose what type of ad it is. So, you know, you got your listing ads up here. You can also do like general Facebook ones, like Rob and I have done a couple boosted ads through here for our seminars. So that's another thing you can do. I'm sure Cassandra's done the sponsoring ones through here. Not yet.
Yeah.
Well, she probably will. But you can do that through here as well. You can put out ads to try to reach other agents across Maryland and get them to come to one of our 60 minutes with exits, or like we have tomorrow morning at breakfast.
Mhm.
And you know, that's more sponsoring money. You know, it's more money you're not out there earning every day. Somebody else is earning it for you. So why wouldn't you?
Yep.
The way I see it, it's a good way to go. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Another good thing to point out in here, not on this exact part, but there's buyer presentations and listing presentations that can be put together in here.
Can I show you real quick?
Yeah,
Sorry, before
go
you
for
move on. In the ad center, before we leave here, two other things just to point out. One is the video flex ads and Google ads, which are new. So you can do a boosted video ad on Facebook through the ad center. So this could be your virtual tours for your properties. It could be any kind of, if you do any kind of informational videos, promotional videos for yourself, video bios, you can do boosted ads in the video flex ads. Santi's doing this for all of his listings with the virtual tours and boosting out the video as an ad, because we all know what captures more interest from viewers on Facebook, video or flat photos. Video, right? So when his boosted listing ads go out, it's the virtual tour video of his listing in the ads that he's sending out. The other thing, Google, so you can do the Google search ads for agents or the Google promotion branding ads, which are new. And then the automations. So the automations are awesome. And this is a newer feature. You can actually set it to automate a boosted ad for every one of your listings that goes active as soon as it goes active on the MLS. You set the budget and that's all you have to do. And you start it. And then every time you put a new listing active in the MLS, it will automatically boost that ad on the Facebook ad center through the resource center for you automatically.
Thoughtless, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So literally all you do is you create a new automation and then it just pulls it in. If I go to listings, automations, create automation, the smallest budget you can do is $49. So, and for my relocation agents in the area, in the room, there's a relocation listing ad feature now too, where you can boost out your listings to areas that have high relocation potential coming into that area. So if you're working around a military base, that's a great feature for you to take advantage of.
Does it tell you when you pick the price, like if you do 49, like how many people it reaches?
Yes, it gives you an estimated daily reach for your budget. So if I pick the Facebook listing ads to generate leads, and then I hit next, how would you like to filter your listings? It walks you through the information. Want to automatically create ads for all new listings. Now this is for the whole brokerage, but you click all listings, you hit save, and then it just asks you where you want to link it back, your Facebook business page you want to link it back to. You set up your creative, so your content, what do you want it to say up top and down below on every one of your listing ads? So you can put your hashtags or you can put your emojis, whatever you want to put in there. And then notice you leave in those fields, it populates city and state, text exit to 853. I would say text Tina Hyatt to 85377 or local area expert or whatever. Beds and baths. And then the automation name. So you're going to name it all my listings. You hit next. How long do you want your ads to run? What's your daily budget? So you can go down to $49. Daily spend is $7 in 7 days. Or if you wanted to, I wouldn't boost it for more than like 7 to 10 days, really. Because then it starts to get stale. You put in your credit card information, you name your program, you hit next and you start it and it goes every time you activate a listing. So it's a pretty cool feature.
And then you just go back into programs and you can see how they've done after they've
Mhm.
been put out. And you can just click on each one. It'll tell you like 23,000 clicks or something, however much went out. And they give you all the specifics and, I just think it's extremely helpful. You also see what your money's doing.
And it gives you proof to take into your sellers when you go into a listing presentation. So now you're going to go into a listing presentation and you can pull this up and show your sellers, Mr. Seller, every one of my listings I boost out. But not only do I boost it on Facebook, it also boosts to Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and YouTube. And you can tell them that, and you can say, our exit corporate office has custom built a Facebook ad system that no other agents out there boosting ads has access to. So our ads capture more viewership and are more likely to be approved by Facebook as, equal housing compliant than any other agent's ad in the marketplace. Because literally this was built with our exit tech team who went out to Facebook headquarters, and we have an assigned account rep at Facebook that built this system out with our tech guys with exit. So nobody else has a tool like this to boost their Facebook ads.
And I've never had an ad denied by this.
No.
And I have by Facebook, Instagram, all them.
Yep. And you capture the leads. So it shows you the leads on your ads and it puts them into your system. So you can show your sellers how much you're boosting, your click-through rate, number of views you're getting, number of actual contents, clicks that you're getting, all of those details.
And if you don't have listings, this could be used for other things, it could be used for sponsoring. It could be used for, hey, I'm having an open house. It could be any of that kind of stuff. So it's still helping you. in the
And
long run.
office listings, you can
Right.
still boost out office listings as well. So keep that in mind too. Yeah, for $50. I mean, we got 6 leads off of $50.
That's
And
super
somewhat depending on the price, depending on the property, the photos, think about all of those things when you're listing your listings, all of those things, like this one got 10 contacts, 1,800 views, 66 clicks. Cost per click was 62 cents a lead. Kettle court, yeah.
What does the ad look like?
Wow,
This-
1,700.
Yeah, 73 clicks. I'll show you. This one Canfield had a picture. Some of them have the picture of the ad and some don't. Here it is. So that's what it looks like. New exit results realty listing in Bowie, Maryland, because I put that content. That's what I put in there because these were boosted ads. The office was boosting out. We did this for about 6 months to trial run it. And so we were boosting out the ads. New exit results realty listing in Bowie, Maryland. 3 beds, 3 baths in Bowie. Text exit results homes to 85377 for more information. And that's what the ads look like.
I see Santi's all the time. Every
Do you?
single listing he has, it pops up on
Yeah.
my Facebook. I'm like, here he is.
Yep,
And I see all of these.
nice. Good.
That's a good thing with those. Yeah.
It automatically does all like the target market and all that.
Mhm.
But
It's a geographic area out around that listing and people that have, so they built it all. So anybody that showed interest in that area, but home search in that area, anything like that, all those little web crawlers and everything. Yeah, it's just like,
Change this.
yeah. No, you can't, on the automatic listing ads, you don't choose your radius. You don't choose the range. It's all preset for you. And it's the same for every listing that gets boosted out. If you want to do that yourself, you would just have to do the custom listing ads and create a one-off listing ad for one of your listings, not the automated one. The automated one is meant to be fast and furious so that you have to do nothing. So, but if you actually want to go in here and build the ads yourselves, then I think you can choose your radius area, your target area.
Yeah, that's what I saw on our events.
Mhm.
Okay, so the other thing that's in here is presentations, which I've gotten a lot of questions about, especially people that are getting like their first listing ever. You can build a whole listing presentation in here for your client before you go meet them. My last ones that I listed for, I sent it to them about an hour before our meeting, and I got there, walked through the house and was like, all right, so I have this presentation, just a little info. They're like, oh, we already saw it. We're signed up. We're good. I was like, oh, okay, great. But I built it in here. You can make it property specific, or you can keep it general. You could do a listing presentation, or you could do like a buyer's presentation as well. Because I know Sheena brought that up too. The buyer's presentation goes over the exit formula, things that exit does, and just kind of wins them over of why they want to choose exit. So yeah, now you can see here, you got both options and they can all be altered. So when you go in, like, yes, it does auto-populate a lot of it for you, but there are parts that you can make personalized. So like, as far as the listing goes, you could choose where it is. You could even add the comps in there so that when you're showing them their presentation and you're trying to win that listing, you can say to them, hi. So it does go over kind of the things that Exit does, but it also says, here is my marketing strategies. Here is my pricing strategies and how I came to this conclusion and how we got this range of prices. And then you can even throw the comps in there so they can really see like the whole package in one place instead of bringing a CMA and bringing a listing presentation. You've got it all in one place here. So definitely a good tool to use. I think this one does also pull from the MLS, the photos, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I can't remember. It does, yes. So this is another awesome tool in there for us that I don't really see other companies having. So I would get in there and get used to that, get using that as much as possible. I know yeah, so she can see there where you can personalize it and add in there your team of people. I know I've added Keith into mine before, and I'll put in there, like, I use Keith Cooper with PRMI and Ty Armstrong with Briarwood Home Inspections, and really make it look like a team thing, like we've been trying to do, like Brittany's been trying to do for us, introduce us as a team. That way people really feel that confidence that they have more than just one agent on their side. They have a whole team of us, you know, finding a way to get them to the finish line.
And there is a difference, sorry, between seller presentations and listing presentations. So the seller is more like a seller guide, like a guide to selling your home. So you could use that if you're holding a seller seminar or anything like that. And then the buyer guide is a guide to buying a home with exit, why exit, the process. It walks them through the process. Those are great giveaways to kind of make into a really nice little pamphlet or booklet for your buyer seminars, your seller seminars, whatever you guys are holding out there, but also to take in your folder as your item of value that you're taking when you're meeting leads, right? The buyer guide is a great resource that you can utilize.
Good idea. Anything else on this one?
Oh, are those present?
So you first have to, I'm glad you asked. You first have to click on manage settings, and you have to customize it before you can create your first presentation. It wants you to go in and add any of these are the slides that show up in the presentation. So if you don't fill anything in there, those slides will be completely blank. So this one's, I'm distinct in the following ways. If you don't customize it, then you are not distinct at all, because it's going to come out blank and it's going to be like, no, I'm not distinct. Or my tagline, my online marketing, my offline marketing. So, you know, if anybody needs help with that verbiage, what's that? Oh yeah. And then you can click testimonials, use my 3 most recent Zillow reviews, and it'll pull in your Zillow reviews on the testimonials tab on your presentation. And the presentations can be given digitally on a laptop. So like this, you flip through like a slideshow, and you can print it as a PDF and then print it in color to put in your folder as a nice leave behind.
And I actually mine behind, but when I think I learned it in Tom Ferry, to do it automatically. So as you're walking around the house, it's giving them something to do instead of hovering over.
Oh. To have them sit and watch it. Yeah. Yeah. That's a great one. And don't forget also the exit text codes. So Exit Corporate has all of their text codes as well. And I think it's in resources. But the exit text codes, one of the exit text codes is the list with exit, text list with exit to 85377. And it's the exit listing video. So it's a professionally built video. It's less than 2 minutes long. The purpose of it is to text it out to your clients ahead of time, your potential sellers, as a pre-listing kind of little add value. And of course I can't find the text code sheet, but you know, for them to watch this little video, there it is. And then ask any questions when you get there, but it goes through the expert marketing suite, how you're gonna market their property, the text codes, the property websites, the virtual, all of that is in that little 2-minute video. So it's a really cool, you can save that link and you can text it to your seller when you do your reconfirmation of the listing appointment. So, hey, Trevor, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 10 a.m. for our listing conversation. Here's a brief little video that gives you some details about what I'm going to talk about, how we list and market your property at exit. Take a look before I get there. If you have any questions, I'll go into it in more detail tomorrow. Look forward to seeing you. Makes you look super professional. Yes,
Yep.
right.
Worked for me. I didn't even have to go through the presentation. They were like, oh, we saw it. We're on board.
Sweet.
So highly recommend.
Very cool.
And I think that's kind of it from here. I mean, obviously go home, click through everything, see where things are.
The hub.
I can't necessarily teach you how to do that part. You gotta go look for yourself. So the next big thing that we use here is the hub. That is just for our brokerage. So our 2 offices only. That is not for corporate. That is not for other exit offices. That's just ours. So it's gonna be probably your most used resource in here. I would think, 'cause I'm always coming into the calendar. This is how you're gonna keep up to date with what's going on here in the office. And then below that, we have all these documents. So this is where you're gonna come get all your social media posts. So Tina's pretty good about putting them in there before the next month so that we can come in. I know Cassie does the same thing as me. We go to our content planner in Canva and just start taking the little items that we have in here, whether it's the PRMI, something for that specific day, like National Strawberry Day was the other day. Or it could be something just general. They have some in there that just talk about like what marketing experts have said about the market recently. So it doesn't have to be day specific. You can put a
National
picture of your puppy though.
Puppy Day on the 23rd. So remember, if there's a number in front of it, that's the day of the month that national day is. So you don't want to put out national, yeah, I know, right? Pizza Day was every day. So now March 23rd is National Puppy Day. March 12th is Daylight Savings. March 8th is International Women's Day. Whoop, whoop. So it's the day that it's supposed to be posted on.
It's gonna
Okay.
be easier.
Yeah.
It's right there, made, ready to go. Download it, add your own photo to it if you want, even over in Canva, or just share it as it is. And even better, it has quotes on here. So like you don't even have to come up with a cute, catchy phrase. Most of these have them. Like you can always request a realtor with, I can't even see what that one is.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But I mean, like you can just use parts of this. There's no need for somebody to be super creative to be posting on social media. It's all made for you. Just use it, abuse it, and get it out there as much as you're posting.
Courtesy of our PRMI team. They're incredible.
So thank
Oh.
you. So yeah, that's on here. There's also the agent rosters on here. So if you heard about another agent that was willing to hold an open house or go do a showing for you, this is where you can come and get their phone number and their email. I will say some people use a different email. I found out the hard way when I was trying to email Dan Drexler for like months. I realized
Wow.
he uses a different email, but
Interesting.
found that out. But otherwise, that's a good way to stay up to date. It has everybody and it's definitely been, updated every time I've been in there. So good resource for that. We also have like the Buffini Popeyes in here. So if you needed a monthly item of value or a little Popeye tag, say you wanted to go hand out water bottles in the summertime with a little cute Popeye tag, you can go in here and look something up. So a lot of resources in that area of the hub. The other thing that was in here, we got training and development. So pretty much every time she's done Achievement Academy, all those things are in here. And anything that you need video wise, learning wise is going to be in here. So for the new agents, the first 60 days, this is where they're going to come find their checklist and see all the things that they need to do to get ready to get onboarded onto one of the lead gen teams and to be ready for the office in general, not just lead gen. It's making sure that your profiles are all set up where you can go to do that. And pretty much a guide for getting you through the first 60 days successfully. Then we also have it for experienced agents. They have their own success plan. So you can go in there, check things off, learn what you need to from that. And then office trainings in general are right there. So if you go in there, you can look up so much different stuff that Tina's done for us. I think some of our winning Wednesdays are in there too.
Yep, they're under business development and lead gen. Those should be all the winning Wednesdays. You can see winning Wednesday panels, October 22 lead call conversion appointment role play, So those are all in here, open houses for listing leads.
So if anybody's missed anything, where you're gonna come find it, it's all there. And if anybody's, you hear somebody in the office saying they need help with a certain thing, feel free to remind them, hey, go to the hub, there's all these trainings in there ready for you. You don't have to wait for somebody to answer their phone, go get the answer right here. So, yeah, that's in there. Down here, yeah, the social gem coaching things, those are pretty helpful too. I watched a couple of those myself, but I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen them all. I probably need to get on that social media one a little bit more, but either way, lots of free training to supplement what we get from the corporate website. The next thing in there is gonna be our preferred vendors, which I have added to the list recently, but would love to see that list grow. We're always asking each other in Facebook, you know, does anybody know somebody for this? Does anybody know somebody for that? If we all just add the vendors in here, it's gonna be a whole lot easier for somebody to just come in and look it up instead of waiting for one of the other exit agents to respond to them with a contractor. Of course, I'll follow that up with something Jim brought up last night on social media. Make sure that they're licensed. They have to be a licensed contractor for whatever that work they're gonna be doing. And that is on us to look up before we recommend it to any of our clients. So it's gotta be looked up. I think it was within the last year.
Mhm,
Okay,
within a year.
yep. They what?
I said, yeah.
Yeah, I saw you meant you wrote in there too. Yeah, that was something I had actually forgotten about for a moment, but luckily I hadn't recommended anybody.
Nice.
So also under preferred vendors, you're gonna find our here are my guys. Little snippet on each of them, as well as results, title, and escrow. So good place to go for those. And then also in here, people online are already finding out they know there's the meeting room. So if we're having an in-office meeting and it's gonna be put virtually, this is where you're gonna go to watch it from home. So that's gonna be pretty standard. And it goes straight to your Zoom, so people can log in and see everything that's happening in the office as if they're here. So I think most of our Winning Wednesdays are done that way, as well as the office meetings. Some of the trainings require being in person, but most of them don't, so they will be live right there. And then profile. I have not even been on that part. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just the part. Okay.
It's just where you go to change your password if you need to change or update your password for the
Okay.
hub.
And that's really it for the hub, but just remember that is just our offices, that is not corporate.
Mhm.
The next website we were gonna get into is Market Leader. So hopefully everybody's using Market Leader since it is my favorite tool. It keeps me on track and make sure I'm doing what I need to be doing and following up my clients. Anybody you get should be going immediately into Market Leader, like immediately. And I do that. That's part of like my spiel. I say to them, hey, I'm going to send you a picture of my business card when we hang up by text message. After that, you're going to get an email from my website letting you know I've signed you up and you can go search for homes. And they're always happy to do that. And the other thing about that is that builds your rapport. Right there, you're telling them, hey, I'm going to do these two things. And you hang up the phone and you do those two things. And they're like, oh, diggity. You know, she did what she said she's going to do. So getting into here, you can see right there, this is what keeps me on track all day, every day, is the to-do list. So anytime somebody pops on your website, you're gonna get a little thing on here that says, hey, so-and-so visited your website, go and follow up right now. So if you're one of those people that has trouble staying on task, there it is. It is right there for you. And it's gonna go in order of most recent. So whoever is the most recent person on your website is gonna be right up there at the top and saying, hey, you know, I was on your website, obviously I'm still looking. Those of us on lead gen, sometimes they ghost us and then you go on here and, oh, look, it's the top of my list today, that guy that hasn't written back to me in 5 days. Okay, they're still interested though. So this is another way to know that. And even better, when you're in here, you can see exactly what websites they've been on or what house websites, which ones they've looked at. So when you go to a contact, if you click on any of them, you can see how recently they've been on, if they opened any of your emails, if they opened your listing emails, what time they opened your listing emails is even on here. So it's extremely, extremely important to pay attention, and especially if they've somewhat in your mind ghosted you, get on here, see what they're doing, see if they're looking at houses. If they have a couple favorited, but they're saying they're not really interested yet, you know, that's not necessarily true. You can reach back out to them. So I find this to be a super helpful tool. You can also, log the transactions in here and keep yourself up to date. And I try to do that just because in the front, it'll show you kind of like where you're at. Yeah,
This is something that's pretty.
no. Market Leader is a CRM that we pay to be a part of.
So is there any way to get any posts on script capability? Like
I
having
wish.
projects and townhouses?
Oh.
Me, myself.
Yeah, there's a couple little
Yeah.
things that could be better, but overall, it does the job and I really like it. And I tell people sometimes, hey, there's always gonna be a few things that sneak in that aren't what you want, but for the most part, it is cutting out most of the things that you don't want to look at. So yeah, the map feature, is definitely preferable if you're setting up a search for somebody. Because if you put in like the town, it's very specific. Like you can't put in Howard County. You would have to put in every single township in Howard County. So your best bet is to use the map feature whenever you're setting somebody up for a search. Yeah. You have to manually add them into Market Leader. Yeah. Yeah, when you send your mobile business card, their contact will come across on the corporate website. So that'll be in there for your contacts, but this is something separate that you have to add them into. However, it also can be connected to your dot loop. So I have mine connected to dot loop, and if a dot loop is created and the person's email address is in there, all of a sudden I have a new contact in Market Leader.
Mhm.
So that's a good way to stay on top of things as well.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a
Mhm.
and Zillow might link it to Zillow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's up under account in the top right corner, integrations, and you just link it with any that you, so here I connected it with Dotloop. You can connect it with Zillow Tech Connect. If you have your own realtor.com, you can link it to that, or 5 Street if you're using that. Some of you are buying leads. So if you're buying realtor.com leads, you can connect it to your realtor.com leads, but Dotloop, and you connect it through Dotloop.
Awesome, welcome. So also in here, so not only do you have your clients list, you also have the listings list. So if you go over to listings and market by listings, those of us that didn't have any in the beginning, this is our way to look like we're doing something. So over where it says my listings, you're gonna hit my office's listings. And now you have access. And one of the most important things I tell the new people is this bottom checkbox. You want that checked on anything that's active or coming soon. So that when you have somebody go to your website, your Serving Central website or Serving Central Maryland website, they will see these as your listings. They don't know that those aren't your listings.
Right.
So you suddenly look like an established person. I've got 10 listings on my website and they think you're a big dog. So
A big dog.
yeah, I mean, this is
You rolling with the big
making.
dog.
Like crazy. Yeah, like I know right now I look like I have a bunch of listings. I don't, but you know, if it builds my credibility, that's awesome. And if you know, they're all the offices listings, so we're helping out each other this way too. You know, this is a team sport, like somebody here always says. So help your team out. You know, market their listings. Maybe you're going to bring the buyer to them. You both get paid.
Mhm.
So I definitely recommend going on here. So the thing you can do that right there, you can share it to Facebook from here. And it'll build like a little picture for them. And then you just put in whatever you want to say at the top. So you can add whatever message you like. And it takes them straight to your website. So when they go clicking on your website, maybe they'll get like 1 or 2 free looks at something, but then it automatically asks them to register. So doing that will get you more people popping up. I had one pop up like 2 weeks ago. I was like, where did this person come from? And it looks like they had clicked on one of my Facebook things that I had shared with somebody else's listing.
Where did that contact go?
It goes into Market Leader. So it'll pop up in your new contacts. Like when you go to that first home page where it says like to-do list, it'll be a new contact. And then it'll even send you an email. And up here at messages, you'll have a message there too that says, hey, you've got a new contact. They entered themselves on your website. Awesome. I didn't even have to chase that one. That's one of my favorites. Yeah,
Mm.
I love it. So
And remember, you can drop this down and change it to share on a page you manage, because it's going to automatically default to your personal page. If you're using your personal page, that's fine. If you're using a business page and then sharing to your personal or whatever, you can change it to share to a page you manage. And then you can pick one of your page at whatever page you want to post it on. And then the one thing I want to touch on and point out is this is one of the best ways of sharing listings out to Facebook, what I see a lot of you are doing is sharing the office's post or sharing another agent's post for a listing. And what that does is, yeah, I see Saeed shaking. Yeah, exactly. So if I share Trevor's listing that he posted on his Facebook page or his listing on the exit results page, when we post these out with every new listing that goes active in the office, we are posting it out from your Serving Central Maryland website as the listing agent, as you know, to kind of advertise you and your listing for you. So if I then share the office's post of Trevor's listing, if somebody clicks on it, where are they going to? Trevor's website. Yeah, exactly. You're welcome, Trevor. So, but if I do it from here, notice it says tina.servingcentralmaryland.com. So when they click on this, it's going to take them to my Serving Central Maryland website, to that listing on my website. So yeah.
And people not with us they don't know any better. They don't know that's not your listing.
Yeah.
So why not? As long as you're not on there saying, hey, this is my new listing that I just, procured. Don't do that to Trevor.
Yeah.
I know, I didn't learn that. But yeah, share it out. Nobody will know any better. And you can also do it on LinkedIn. I don't know if I'd ever put it on Craigslist, but that button is there anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then, yep,
Sorry.
creating, no, you're good. You're going right where I wanted. So creating marketing collateral. In here, it's kind of, you can get so much stuff in here. You can get another version of like a buyer and seller guide from here. You can get email stuff, postcard templates, pretty much anything you could possibly think of is in here, and you can just change it by the category. So in one of those
Sorry.
and getting what you're looking for. No, you're good. And see, again, they link to the MLS. So if you put in the MLS number for something, it's gonna auto-populate all that information for you. And then it adds your logo, your information, all that good stuff. Yeah, so you could get items of value out of here. You could use stuff for marketing out of here for specific listings or anything you want, really. And all of it can be altered. It's pretty simple to use too, I would say. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
And you can make it prettier like Tina did. All the options are there. Just remember to hit save before you exit. If it's something that you want saved. And when you guys start building these and making them, when you go to that first page, it will, where it has all the campaign or the designs, there you go. It'll have the ones that you made too. So you can go to like my saved designs, my saved campaigns. That way you're not scrolling through hundreds of God knows how many are in there. You can just go to the ones that you've done in the past that you like. So the monthly newsletters show up in here. And those are always good. You can use those at any time. They have like little tips. So you could make this into your own boosted ad if you wanted to. Nobody said it has to be a listing if you're going to put out an ad. To put out an ad that has, homebrew stuff or ideas on selling, whatever you want. I know I use these for a newsletter I sent out to my neighborhood. I took snippets of these and put it in my newsletter. I was like, looks great. Came up with it all by myself.
Yeah, this is also an image. So if I drag this now, the e-newsletter is like a JPEG image. I can load that onto social media or put it anywhere that I'm using marketing that I need an image for. And then you can also click publish to web and share, and it gives you a link that you can share out. That's actually a website directly to your e-newsletter. So if once you customize your e-newsletter, it gives you all of these extra little options for creating and sharing. So there's my website link. So I could add this every month onto my Linktree, or I could post this out on social media. I know Cassie was doing like posting this out each month and saying my new monthly e-newsletter just hit the presses. DM me if you want to sign up to receive these great tips and information each month or whatever. Nice. Yeah, it goes.
Good time.
Oh yeah, nice. So yeah, market leader.
Yep, market leadership stuff. So up there is also your website. So if you are trying to alter your servingcentralmaryland.com, this website, this is where you need to go, is up to website and edit. Obviously, you're going to make sure, like I said, on the other ones, it's the same as all the other websites. If they keep going to different places where they see your name and it says something different under the bio for each one, they're going to start to question you probably. So I would say make sure that they're all pretty the same. Add your testimonials in here. That'll show up on the bottom of your website. So every single time I get one, I put it right in there to make sure it's showing, so everybody sees that I have closed deals before and people did like me. They didn't think I was a total fool. The search widget, yep, you can add these little search widgets to your website, so when somebody's on there, they can start doing a little search on the bottom corner. And
This is new.
I don't know about
This
that.
is pretty cool. So there's a new lead capture widget that's brand new that you can add to external websites and blogs. So if you're doing a blog on a blog site, or you create your own splash pages, or you have a different website that you utilize for whatever as a landing page or anything, you can actually use this lead capture widget to post out on those sites to capture leads and send them back to your Serving Central Maryland site, which is pretty cool.
I like it. Also on the website, go to the top, you can add blogs. So that's a little different. That's a section of your website that shows up. Like I know I have mine. It's got like a video with me interviewing Ty, the inspector is on there. I did one like a quick clean. I did a couple of the video tours that I did of properties I had listed. So it's always good to have a little something in there just to freshen it up. Or if there's some subject you really like say you're into Army relocation, you can put a whole thing, you can make a presentation in Canva and then embed it into your website here. So definitely a good place to personalize yourself, make yourself stand out on your website. So it doesn't look like everybody else's.
And you can use vlogs in here. So you can actually make them video blogs also and upload videos into here.
Yep. So good place to go. Messages, yep, you can get messages from your clients this way. It's also going to come through to your email. Anytime you get a message in Market Leader, you're also going to get an email in the Outlook one that tells you, hey, you just got a message from this client. Definitely pay attention to those. That's how I got my last clients. They were a referral from people I closed, and he didn't call me or text me or anything. He sent me a message in here. So it's a good thing that I go in there and check that every day, because if I had missed that, I would have missed out on my most recent buyer.
Yeah.
And then I think that's really all I had for this one. The last site we had was the Exit Realty Connect mobile exit app. So
Hopefully you guys
everybody,
are all on that one.
yeah. If you guys have that one, Exit Realty Connect, that's going to be your business card, leads, add all that kind of stuff, but it's just made into the mobile version for you. So there it is. So people can come in here. So there's a client one, and then there's the agent one. This is obviously the agent side. So this is where you can send your mobile business card. You can save listings, send out listings to your clients. You do a lot of stuff in this. It's just the mobile version of what we're used to using in the resource center, and the ad center's in there and everything. So this is just kind of, the same thing as the Exit corporate website, just made into a mobile friendly version. And on the client side, your clients can come in here and start searching properties on their phone. If you scroll on their phone looking at properties, you can send them through to them. It's just another resource, and it's a lot easier. A lot of people are doing searching on their phone, sitting at work or something, instead of being on their main computer where their boss can see what they're doing. They probably have their phone by their desk looking at it. So definitely another good resource. And that's pretty much all I had on the Exit mobile app. Any questions, anybody, about how any of these work? Yeah.
The market leader messaging.
It goes to your
Market-
email.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
just have to have it set up right. So on Market Leader, up under profile, top right corner under your profile, you drop it down to edit your profile, and one of the options that comes up is notifications. Let me see if I can get back in real quick, because this is important that you guys make sure you have that set up correctly. So under account,
Your share, your phone.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just figured I'd let
Thank
you
you.
know.
So up top right corner, under account, when I go to account, my account, sorry, so not profile, my account, on the left-hand side is activity alerts. And then in activity alerts, you can deliver your email alerts to your email address and as a text message to your cell phone. And then you can decide which alerts you want coming through to your cell phone as a text or going through to your email. Because you may not, I get a lot of spam in mine. I don't know about you guys. I don't want all that coming through to my cell phone. So I just have texts and emails from new contacts, contact on my website, updating information, new message from a contact, but I don't get it from non-contacts. And new testimonials I do get. Good question. Thank you, Ruth Ann.
You're welcome.
Any questions on any of that? I just have two little housekeeping things. before I let you guys go. The two little housekeeping things. One is call days. So you may or may not have seen Ruth Ann is implementing, and Ruth Ann and I, we're gonna be doing Monday call days after Buffini. So right after Buffini, anybody that wants to hang around that window that Ruth Ann was doing up to the with Ruth Ann, but we're gonna pivot it to call days where anybody that wants to come in can come in and call leads. We're gonna pull old leads, orphans from agents that have left the brokerage. We're gonna call leads that were released or rejected by agents from the brokerage or gone from the brokerage. I'm gonna pull Red X lists. So anybody that wants to call for listings, so those are for buyers. Anybody that wants to call for listings, I'm gonna have expired FISBOs and withdrawn from Red X. So I'm gonna print those lists so you can pull by a city. We're gonna have scripts. So we're gonna actually go over the scripts that you're gonna use. Tips, top tips that you're gonna go over with you for calling buyers. I'll separate it out and go over anybody calling sellers, which sellers you're calling. I'm gonna have those scripts specifically for you. So we'll practice the scripts, we practice them, and then you can spread out, go call leads. But the goal of this is to help try and supplement your lead flow, to give you more opportunities to call leads. But also there's a lot of leads being rejected that have been reactivated by Brittany or by other agents through jump balls and such, that are viable leads, that are really good leads, that were, for whatever reason, were rejected by another agent in the office. Could have been a personality conflict, could have been a schedule conflict, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but those are leads in the brokerage that we need to be calling because they might be active buyers that are ready to activate. So those are opportunities. So we're gonna pull those out, we're gonna circulate them, so anybody that wants to call. Buffini runs from 9:30 to 11:30. If you're not in Buffini, come over, head over here to the office around 11:30, and we'll spend about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, calling leads. Yeah.
Somebody asked what happens. We're not going to take those leads and just automatically transfer them to whatever agent is calling. They have to get them on the phone and get like a, yes, I want to work with you type deal for us to take it from somebody's released lead flow and put it into yours. So it's not like you're just being handed 50 leads, they're yours. You get to keep them. It's not going to be like that. You got to get them on the phone, show the initiative, and have them say they want to work with you.
Yeah, and I will also say, because Brittany had reactivated one for me, and she just couldn't get pre-approved, but she just didn't want to do like it was my fault. So it finally went to Maria, and I just gave them. It wasn't a need for me to work with because she had already got the call. So.
That hurts.
Oh, yeah, but it wasn't me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, because you controlled her money.
Yeah, so definitely try to get the story for whatever.
And thank you. And so, yeah, these are released leads, protected or orphan leads. These are not, we're not taking leads from anybody that's nurturing and working them. It's rejected, released, or you left the brokerage. These are leads that belong to the brokerage. So we're going to try and reactivate them for you guys. The last thing I wanted to remind you is our lead platform and the program would not be possible without the support of our lender team. It's the lenders that are approved lenders for our leads on the lead platform. Steve Cooper, Nick Vatsagakis, and Anna Glorioso, who some of you may or may not have yet met, but she's not here today. Her son had transplant surgery yesterday. So, hopefully they're all doing-
And her daughter.
And her daughter.
Her daughter gave the
Daughter,
kidney.
her son, her son, yeah.
They were
But they're
I
all
know,
very experienced, just different styles, different personality types, just different approaches. So it's, and you guys are welcome to work with and try and send different clients to different people. Keith may not be everybody's cup of tea. But
I like
you. But they great, and they need Nick for
Yeah.
great. Or it might be somebody that you just really think needs a female approach or a nurturing approach. And they might be a good approach for Anna, or a
Yeah.
good fit for Anna.
And nobody wanna ever get upset, so don't.
anymore.
Yeah.
Don't, you know.
No fear. No
you know,
retributions.
Don't, you know, look, if, and I'll be honest, and we'll be honest too, like, if you call me and I'm like, look, I'm not gonna be able to get back till tomorrow. Like, I don't say that, but, you know, and you need something that moment, you know, we'll work it out, you know, don't worry about. You know, you guys are the priority, okay, and that's just the bottom line. We're here to help you.
It's being recorded in the hub.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I talked to Anna.
And she'll be around, you know, she's around at the agent appreciation event that's coming up. She'll be, you know, in the office, like the rest of the team is. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And please eat carbs. I don't want them left in the office. No, do not. Do not.
Don't kill it.
I know, I just, I have sweet potato and a banana. Yeah.
I honestly had zero on board last week, or whatever. And Rob was like telling me to rethink version. So reach out to the old leads, so I was, then I got it.
Yeah.
Saying like, you're still touching my leaks. So like,
So did you have an agreement with her that says that they stay in the brokerage? Did you sign an agreement?
I guess I'd have to go.
Yeah, because if you didn't feel like our agent, yeah, everybody that on board signed an expectation, they stay, the leads, if you leave, stay with the brokerage. But you have to sign, like, that has to be contractually disclosed to you and agreed upon and signed. But if you didn't sign something with her, your leads are your leads.
Right.
With you. Okay, so. We're done. Yeah. He said, and maybe ask her, you know, I apologize, was there something that I signed, you know, stated that the lead stayed in the brokerage? Because otherwise they're my buyers now that I'm still working with.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's the fact.
Yeah. He has to have you sign
Okay.
for it to be a
Yeah.
policy or employee.
Okay.
So. it's like a corporate safety pipeline. So, someone. Has to write it after anybody who's not ever been said there is something.
Yeah. Like if you start with such the little expectation, take that out from the brokerage, if you, the leads are supposed to stay with the brokerage, if you close one, then you are the property back to.
Yeah.
So if you sign something like that and agree to it, it's contractually binding and you've agreed to it, you can enforce it. But if you didn't sign or agree to something in writing, then there's no signed agreement. You can't enforce it. It has to be in writing and signed, disclosed to you in writing and signed, agreed upon to be enforceable. Yeah. All right.
And then you
check
just
it
get
out.
out on the
Yeah.
addresses and you send out a random little postcard. And you're gonna be good,
Yeah.
and then you fix that. There's always.
All right, good luck. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Yes, I know.
Wi-Fi on it.
I am.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Yeah, if you have Wi-Fi calling on.